Guys, in this video I'm going to teach you how to make some delicious and super easy pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. Here I've used white chips, but you can just use plain chips, and it's just super delicious, super easy. So let's get started. Alright, so we've got everything pre-measured. I will put a link to the recipe in the description box. We're going to start with oil, our pure pumpkin. Make sure you are getting pure pumpkin and not the pumpkin pie filling. The pumpkin pie filling already has other things added to it. So one, the spices will be overpowering, and two, you could change the chemistry of your cookies. Sugar, egg, and vanilla. We're going to mix that just until combined. Got our baking soda mixed with an equal amount of milk. I'm not quite sure why, but every single recipe I have found for this same dish, for the super fluffy, cakey pumpkin cookies, has that step added. So, Science Side of Tumblr, if you have an answer for that, I am intrigued. We're going to add that, and we're going to mix that up. All right, we've got our flour, baking powder, and our salt and spice. Now, recipe calls for cinnamon straight. I opted for pumpkin pie spice. Say that 5 times fast. Just to give a little bit of variety, so it has a little bit of other flavors in there besides just the straight cinnamon. And it all just kind of works together. Alternatively, you could do your own mix. The total recipe calls for 2 teaspoons, so whatever measurement of any other spices, cinnamon, clove, ginger, nutmeg, allspice, as long as it equals that 2 teaspoon amount. Alright, as soon as that's all combined, we're going to add it to our wet ingredients. Once you add the flour to your wet ingredients, you don't want to let it run too long. Once the flour is in there, you can't overmix it, and that's where your gluten overdevelops. And you get tough cookies or cakes. Alright, scrape down the sides, make sure everything is well combined, everything up from the bottom. I'm going to fold in your chocolate chips. And the batter is done. See, I told you it was easy. The hardest part is going to be the waiting, because now this has to sit for 15 minutes before it gets scooped onto your cookie tray and then baked. Hard part's over, now comes the fun part. these get baked for 10 to 12 minutes. Are all done up. You can see the chips that I used are kind of big and they hold their shape, so you can still see the peaks from where the scoop was. Kind of gives them a nice chunky rustic look. They are very soft cookies. They will stay this soft and they're very cakey inside. And you can use whichever chips you like. You can use the white chocolate chips. You can use milk chocolate, semi-sweet. The white chocolate is very sweet. So that is a side note. The darker your chocolate, the more you're going to offset that sweetness. And it is just a delicious fall-inspired recipe. So I hope that you like it. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.